It's Wednesday, May 12th. I'm Kimberly Gavant. Here are today's top stories. Congresswoman Liz Cheney of Wyoming has been ousted from Republican leadership for opposing former President Trump and refuting his lies about the election. Cheney was stripped of her position as Republican Conference Chair, the number 3 leadership role in the House, in a voice vote. Following her removal, Cheney doubled down on her positions.
I will do everything I can to ensure that the former president never again gets anywhere near the Oval Office.
Hours later, the GOP House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy met with President Biden and others on infrastructure and made this bizarre statement to reporters outside the White House.
I don't think anybody is questioning the legitimacy of the presidential election. I think that is all over with. We're sitting here with the president today.
The worst outbreak of violence between Israel and the Palestinians since the 2014 war in Gaza is sounding the alarm to the international community. The United Nations has called for an immediate ceasefire between Israel and the Palestinians, warning that the devastating violence is on the cusp of spiraling out of control into a full-scale war. The United States and Egypt are also using their considerable diplomatic muscle to try to calm this situation before it gets any more lethal. The dramatic escalation of tensions follows protests over the eviction of Palestinian families from East Jerusalem. The Palestinian extremist group Hamas, which rules in Gaza, has been firing hundreds of rockets on Israel, including Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Air raid sirens went off all night as families slept in bomb shelters. Israel has retaliated in force with deadly airstrikes. Gaza's health ministry said Wednesday the death toll from the airstrikes had climbed over 40, including many children. More than 1,000 gas stations in the American Southeast reported running out of fuel. This is primarily because of what analysts say is unwarranted panic buying among drivers following the Colonial Pipeline shutdown. Colonial, the biggest fuel pipeline in the U.S., delivering nearly half of what is consumed on the entire East Coast, was hit on Friday with a ransomware attack. The attack raised yet more concerns about the vulnerability of the nation's critical infrastructure. Though Colonial faces a Wednesday night deadline to decide whether to restart the pipeline, it will still take many days to completely ramp up operations to full restoration. A big win for Amazon. The European Union's second highest court has rejected a $300 million tax bill lodged against Amazon in 2017 as part of the bloc's ongoing fight against U.S. tech giants. The EU court on Wednesday annulled a 2017 decision from the European Commission, the EU's top antitrust authority, that had ordered Amazon to pay $300 million in taxes to Luxembourg, the latest of several big EU tax decisions to be overturned. In its decision backing Amazon, the court said EU regulators failed to prove that the company got a selective advantage from tax breaks. The ruling is a major blow to Margrethe Vestager, an executive vice president of the European Commission who was leading a campaign to curb alleged excesses by some of the world's biggest tech companies, including Amazon, Google, and Apple. Houston authorities have captured a man who allegedly evaded police while housing a Bengal tiger in a yard. The man was out on bond for a prior murder charge in Fort Bend County on Sunday when neighbors spotted the tiger in a front yard. Here's the issue. The tiger, a 9-month-old named India, is still at large in the city. And as you may know by now, where there's a major tiger story, there is Tiger King's Carol Baskin.
The kind of people who own tigers are really dangerous, reckless people.